Geeks and Around discussion vidcast. I'm your executive producer, DeAno Jackson. And in case you can't tell, I'm coming down off of a cold. I don't really have much of a voice, but we're going to try to get through this discussion anyway, discussing, of course, Arrow episode 405, Haunted, also known as the John Constantine episode. This one was a lot of fun. Should be fun discussing it, assuming that my voice lasts long enough for us to do it. Let's go through the rest of the panel, starting off with our editor-in-chief, Matt Moore. Matt, what did you think of this episode?
I thought it was really good. I was glad to see John Constantine being John Constantine. I mean, that basically doing his thing. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Charles Wheaton, what did you think of this one?
I thought it was great. As you guys know, I was a huge fan of the Constantine television show on NBC, and I was pissed when it got canceled, and so when he showed up in tonight's episode of Arrow, I was beyond ecstatic. I mean, I was just so happy.
Wait, was it a show before this?
God damn it, Matt.
Wolf the screwing with Charles aside. Who did you think of this one?
I enjoyed the episode as well. Thought it was good. And did you catch the references to Constantine's music when they had him in the background when they played the music, Whedon?
Yes, I did, and that made me even more happy.
Because
he's talking about the reference to Constantine's theme song from the television show. You know, with the harpsichord. I actually have an ear for that kind of stuff, and I obsess over themes, especially if it's a good theme. And I was just really happy that they used it wasn't exactly like his theme from his own show, but it was similar. And I was really happy that they did a nod to that. I'm happy that they didn't come up with a whole new theme just for the show, for the episode.
It was like that I did not catch. I'll admit I have not watched like a whole lot of the Constantine TV show. Because like once I figured out that it'd be canceled, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Well, the show got better. I mean, the pilot was shit, but every episode after that got progressively better.
Honestly, watching him in Arrow makes me want to watch that season of Constantine.
Oh, dude, you should watch it. It was awesome.
That's exactly what a lot of people that I've talked to have said too. It's like, yeah, just this one episode, all of a sudden now everyone's trying to go out and binge the only season of Constantine.
Well, it's possible that Constantine could come back. It's possible it could come back because El Rey Network bought the rights to it. And they might revive it. Maybe.
El Rey is actually buying a lot of different stuff from very different places. Like they bought the rights to Red versus Blue, I think.
They also they bought the rights to Almost Human as well.
Yeah, I mean they're buying rights left and right, so. Which is good considering that they don't really have a lineup currently. So maybe
all they have is From Dusk Till Dawn the series.
Yeah, they have that. They have one season of Manitor, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they could definitely use some more content. But I thought it was cool at this point how they not only had John Constantine in the current day stuff, they put him in the flashback scenes as well. Kind of giving Oliver his first real introduction to magic.
Yeah, he didn't seem to take to it too well.
Yeah, it was like what the fuck? And even Constantine's fucking with him. I was like, what? You never seen magic before?
No, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm a rich boy from Sterling City. The fuck I ain't seen magic.
But it's like I think that even better with than Damien's dark character kind of being in the occult and magic this entire time. John Constantine was a good like first like serious. Yep, magic exists. Everybody is like, I mean, he's performing rituals in the middle of the Arrow Cave in front of like the entire major cast.
Well, but during that scene, I was expecting Captain Lance to go like, "You guys are seriously gonna do this? I mean, huh?" I was expecting him to be a huge raging skeptic.
No, the one I was expecting to be the most skeptical was Diggle. I'm surprised Diggle didn't have more to say. Like given how he reacted to metahumans, I honestly could not wait to see how he reacted to fucking magic, and it wasn't good enough for me. It's like I was expecting so much more.
Dude, Diggle was already used to it with the fact that he's already witnessed Damien Dark. So he's like, yeah, I don't think there's anything else that could be thrown my way that's going to really make me jump.
Well, he wasn't there when Damien Dark was doing his thing with Arrow.
Well, Diggle did mention in this episode saying like, yeah, now we got magic. I had just gotten used to the fact that we now have metahumans. He had said that in the episode. So
yeah, he said that. It's like I'm not saying he didn't acknowledge it. I was just expecting more.
Yeah. Because his reaction to Barry Allen just speeding up to him and Felicity, that was priceless.
Exactly. I was expecting something maybe not quite on those lines, but maybe close to it. I mean, because it's one thing to accept things like, okay, metahumans exist at this point. He's fought a shitload of them. Okay, that's a concept he can wrap his head around. He's seen him with his own eyes and whatnot. Now it's like magic powers, like actual magic. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, who's to say that magic powers isn't a metahuman ability as it is? Because metahuman abilities present itself as basically magic to most people's eyes. I mean, maybe it's the same fucking thing.
I guess only is like, I mean, up until like very recently, it's like even with the metahumans, they were trying to find some sort of like pseudo fringe science way of explaining why they have their abilities. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I mean, there was always still, even if it's bullshit science, there was an attempt to explain it scientifically. This one is like, fuck it, it's magic. With incantations and everything, it's happening because it's magic. Get over it. And for a show is like, and I want to reiterate how big of a step I feel this is for the Arrow show, because if you guys remember, like way back in season 1, the whole thing was like, you know, trying to ground this character and take out like all the fantastical elements and kind of ground and make it seem like this whole thing could actually happen and be more real. This is the first season that we've seen of Arrow so far where it's like, okay, yep, we're done with that. We're going full out balls out at this point. And I think that maybe, you know, Flash had a lot to do with that.
Maybe. But I just had 2 issues, and they were both with Sarah. Oh, one with Laurel.
Sarah barely did anything, but go ahead.
Dude, Sarah jumped out of a fucking hospital window to God knows how many flights of... how many stories did she fall? Because I highly doubt Thea was on the first floor.
She's a trained assassin. Assassins jump out of windows.
So she could fly with no fucking arrow?
Sure, why not?
Well, hell, do you remember that scene last season where Oliver and Nyssa were fighting on the roof, and Diggle and Laurel came up to try to stop them? He saw them, then he just casually walked off the edge of the building. He didn't shoot his arrow. He didn't do anything. He just casually just put one foot in front of the other, and he fell off the roof just nice and casual. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that happens.
Bullshit.
I mean, we had an episode of the show last season when, let me see, what was it? Oh, yeah, when Arrow attacked Thea at the loft. Before you know, he knew that she could fight, and before she knew that her brother was Arrow. And it was like, and they had that brawl, and she took a flying leap out the window. So that's just something that happens on the show at this point. At this point, that's just get over it.
And ain't their costumes locked up in their little Arrow cave? How the hell did Laurel get to the nightclub before Team Arrow and in costume?
Well, see, yeah, quick costume changes like that. Now that's one thing that irritates me. Like I was rewatching Flash earlier, and I was like, okay, wait a second. So Barry and Patty are on their date. They get the call to go down to the crime scene. Barry's still wearing what he wore on his date. Patty is not. Should go home and change first? I mean, what?
Oh shit! I did not even notice that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I didn't notice it during my first watching either. It was the second time I was like, wait a second, these scenes were right back to back.
She went and changed in her car. She had the clothes in her car.
I guess it's like, I mean, if it was Flash that did a quick costume change, I could get over that immediately. He's the Flash. Okay, I have no trouble believing he would run the Star Lab station and something else come back. That I'd buy. Nobody else can get away with that.
Oh boy, Laurel. She's just a useless.
But no, I mean it's possible Laurel had the costume with her at the time, just by coincidence.
Yeah,
So
maybe,
she has. I mean, we seen that Oliver has a new PA system that was a trip. So she has on tap. Her phone gets alerts where all the crimes are happening too. Because she was nowhere around and she was first on the scene.
She has the
Yeah,
same cell phone. She has the same cell phone app that Cisco has. Whenever he gives like new information to the Flash, Laurel just doesn't give the information to Oliver. She just takes matters into her own hands.
Dude, that was debunked by Wells yesterday.
No,
Yes,
You're thinking of something else. You're thinking of something else. You're thinking of the breach, his ability for breachers. Cisco still does have basically first call response to cops. That he has that as well. That's a separate thing.
I was actually making fun of. I was making fun of the whole thing of like Cisco disguising it as an app, but it ends up being his ability for breachers. That's what I was implying. But thank you for ruining my joke, Matt. I really appreciate it.
Well, it wasn't very good, so it was pretty easy.
I kind of got to side with Matt on that one.
And I'm sorry, but I expect Laurel to get her ass whipped by Sarah. But shit, Oliver was taking the beating too.
Yeah, but Oliver wasn't going all out. Why would he?
No, he wasn't trying to hurt her. He was trying to subdue her.
Dude, she was hurting them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true, but yeah, their goal in this was not to hurt her. If they were trying to hurt her, it's like that could have easily gone another way.
Mm-hmm.
And Thea, really, dude, I get it. You feel guilty for killing her. You were under the influence of tea bags, but really to just give up that easily?
Please don't bring up the stupid herbs again.
Yeah. Lou, that's basic PTSD. I'm not even gonna get mad over that. I understand that entirely.
I mean, look,
TSD.
Look, Whedon, we've been introduced to magic. We were introduced to herbs last season. I mean, what's next? Sensu beans?
No. At this point, I'm happy that there's actual magic. So they don't have to make up any more fucking herbs or any, mystical Mirakuru bullshit. They could just say, what is happening? Magic. Cool. Let's move on. Stop trying to find bullshit explanations. Just call it fucking magic. Fuck it.
Careful, Daniel. You might tear up your
voice. Yeah, I'm gonna start ranting and lose my voice early. It's like in the next 12 minutes, you're talking like this. Like you're off watching Games around.
So we end up having this whole like magic mojo thing going on, and they end up saving Sarah's soul or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. And it takes them literally like 2 minutes to do it. Where Constantine is fighting, 3 guys with swords?
No, just the one.
Just the Razagul
There were 2 up right at the beginning, weren't there?
Yeah, there were 2.
Arrow took care of those 2.
And yeah, Oliver shot them both with an arrow, and it was the end of them.
So, for them, that's kind of a minor inconvenience. So why didn't they do it a second time for Sarah? Or for Thea?
Well, remember, he did say he only had enough juice for the 2 of them, so maybe he ran out of juice.
Thea wasn't in there with him. It was Laurel. It was Oliver and Laurel.
I know where he's going with it, but Thea still has her soul.
To save Thea.
But Thea still has her soul. Sarah didn't.
Yeah, it was an entirely different problem.
Remember, Sarah literally came back from the death. Thea was, let's say,
she was dying.
5% still alive.
She was dying. She wasn't dead. She was still alive, but she would have been dead if they had not gotten there sooner. Or not gotten there when they got there. So
please tell me y'all caught Thea's little fuck up of Nanda Parbat when she said Nanda Parpet in the hospital scene.
I did not catch that.
No, neither did I.
I caught it twice. She said Nanda Parpet.
I'm sure the director just didn't care and decided to run with the scene.
Could have been.
The only mispronunciation that I've noticed, in this week's show's period, that made me laugh, is when is on Flash when Dr. Wells referred to Cisco as Crisco.
That was hilarious. And right after that scene,
I know we're not talking about Flash, so I'm going to say that I love this Earth 2's Harrison Wells. He is amazing.
Right after he called Cisco Crisco, Crisco called him a dick.
Well, I kind of caught that he was going to be a bit of an arrogant prick, so.
Yeah.
Oh, but that shit was classic. Oh, what's wrong, Crisco?
Yeah, definitely. But coming back to Arrow, one other thing I caught, I want to know if y'all caught it too. A very, very subtle dig at NBC. Did y'all catch it?
The what?
No, I didn't.
It was a very, very subtle dig at NBC, which of course was a network that Constantine was on before it canceled.
No,
I
I
didn't
didn't
catch
catch
that
it. I'm
one.
kind of sad I didn't.
The dead peacock feather that he used to scratch his back.
I was wondering
Because,
why
of
he
course,
got that peacock feather. That shit was
Because of
hilarious.
course NBC's insignia that they've been using for like ever is, you know, that peacock. And now it's like he's using this dead peacock feather, not for anything important, but simply to scratch his back. That was absolutely a dig at NBC.
Oh my God.
Dude, that shit
Oh
was
my God.
hilarious.
I cannot believe it. I remember that, and I laughed at that scene, but I didn't understand the reference. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
What the
I
hell?
didn't catch it until the second time I saw it either.
I just thought it was just something to scratch his back. Maybe it was a magician's tool.
Oh man, he's basically giving NBC the finger.
Yeah, that's basically what that was.
Oh, and Felicity with the priceless line. I'm just glad it's not another gorgeous woman he brought back.
Yeah, it's like, because that does seem to be kind of the trend, doesn't it?
Oh, that shit was classic.
Oh man, I want to see more of Constantine on Arrow. It's probably not going to happen, but I want to see more of him on the show.
Probably
You know
not.
what? We know that they haven't filmed the back half of the season, and I think with all this positive response towards him, they're going to ask him to come back, because he's already said he will be more than welcome to come back and do another episode.
It'd be kind of cool if he were near the end, near the finale, or on the finale.
Yeah, you know, help him, because, I mean, I love his response to telling him, just leave.
Yeah. It's like the second he heard the name Damien Dark, he's like, fuck that.
That's just it. That's not the only advice given in this particular episode that's like that. We also have Damien Dark's advice to Captain Lance. Just fucking kill her.
Well, that was last week.
That was last week.
Was that last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My episode.
He was just referring to it this week.
Yeah.
And
speaking of Damon, it's like he actually did something very, very useful in this episode in supplying Diggle with some information that he really, really needed on his brother.
Yeah.
It's like I mean, this is kind of funny. It's like, I mean, Damien Dark absolutely is evil, but he doesn't honestly seem to be that much of a dick. I mean, Earth 2 Harrison Wells is more of a dick than Damien is.
I mean, yeah, he made his theory clear, you know. We don't like other crime lords, except for me present.
Yeah. And it's like, and we were kind of talking about this before we started, before we went live on the show. But can we say again, it's like, I mean, how great of a job he's doing in this role of Damien Dark, and how he really needs to start having more to do. Because every single scene he's in, he steals.
Absolutely.
And you can tell he's having just so much fun playing this role, and it fits him like a glove.
I want to see something. I want to see something cool, like, for example, like the cops going after him. Literally, like 15 cops all going after him, and he just like takes them out single-handedly, without ever touching one of them. I'd like to see a scene like that. I'd like to see him be badass and something like that.
I mean, let's be real. Oliver can't do nothing to him.
True.
We've seen that in episode 1.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what's left? Maybe a bullet? Because we've seen what he could do to a card.
Yeah, it's like, I don't imagine that they'd have much higher chance of success with a bullet, which does kind of raise the question. Is like, I mean, Damien Dark has sent people to kill, you know, Arrow and team before. It's like, other than just simply not wanting to get his hands dirty, why not do it himself when he's very obviously capable of doing it?
I don't know, but I think Team Arrow could take out Damien Dark. I think Team Arrow as a team can take him out.
Really? How?
Attack him from multiple directions at multiple intervals.
Huh.
That's probably the only way. That would probably be the only way. But then that only leaves 3 of them because it's Thea, Diggle, and Oliver. Because let's be real, Laurel, what's she gonna do? Baton him to death? She can't even get close to him.
Maybe she fights him hand to hand to give him further distraction.
Dude, that's like Darth Vader beating up on a little kid.
Well, he did kill a bunch of younglings in Revenge of the Sith.
I was trying to go with more of the Star Wars Rebels reference when Kanan and Ezra went up against Vader and he just like pip slapped them one time.
I never watched Star Wars Rebels.
Not
Yes,
only
you
that,
did.
but I'm pretty sure Laurel does know how to use a gun quite handily. She just...
Well, her father is a cop, so I would assume he would have taught both of his daughters how to fire a gun when they were younger.
No, he's no Joe West.
And I can see Captain Lance being one of the ones shooting at Damien Dark with him.
You know what? That actually goes into a speculation that I have, but you know what? I'm going to save it, and I'm going to wait until speculation territory.
Okay, not a problem. Hey, let's go into wild speculation time. Charles, what do you got?
What, really? Okay. Oh, no, I forgot.
Oh, you fucker.
Typical Whedon.
No, seriously. I remember. My speculation is that when it gets to the point later in the season where Damien Dark gets defeated, I don't think anyone in Team Arrow is going to defeat him. I think it's going to be somebody we least expect. And I have several theories, but I think the most likely theory is that it's going to be Captain Lance. Captain Lance is going to be the one that's going to be able to put him down.
Interesting theory.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
In no way related to what I said right before you said that.
to
Now,
go with your theory there, Matt Whedon, the way Captain Lance can beat him is probably to go shoot his stones. That stone thing he had.
hit him in the balls? That's not cool.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Well,
His little stone creature he has in his office.
yeah,
That's
so
actually
the source of all his
actually-
magic.
I actually agree with that. It's like, yeah, it's like the only way to defeat Damien Dark would be to take out the source of his magic before going after him. Because I don't care how much of a concentrated effort they put into it. I don't think they can beat Damien Dark. Damien Dark did not get to where he would not have gotten to where he is in Hive today if fucking a few archers and a bitch with a baton could beat him.
Well, Diggle's not an archer. He's a fireman. I mean,
He's a fuck.
Yeah, he's a fireman, all right.
Diggle fireman.
fuck off, DeAno.
You said it.
What?
Yes, I realize I said it, but I'm saying fuck off because you're laughing at me.
Fireman.
He's the fireman.
Well, I didn't know what else to say. Just blurt it out. I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a gunslinger?
It's
That would have
clear.
been
That'd be a better term, I
fireman.
guess. He's
Soldier.
a fireman. Yeah, you get fireman because he fires guns. Fireman.
Did any of you guys catch the Mr. Terrific reference with Mr. Fair Play on his arm?
I don't know the character of Mr. Terrific well enough to catch any references.
Oh, well, that was an Easter egg of his character this week.
Although it's like he's also a character that kind of steals every scene that he's in. He's doing amazing so far.
He's cool.
With what they're doing. It's like I just like the fact that Felicity has her own Felicity now.
No, that's actually starting to upset me, actually. The reason being is because of the fact that she's asking him to do stuff that she would normally do. So why the fuck isn't she doing it?
Because she doesn't have time. She has to run a multi-billion-dollar company and help Team Arrow.
Yeah, it's like if you can pass off work, why wouldn't you? That's delegation. She's a CEO. She should damn well be able to delegate. And besides, like she has somebody that's on board with helping that knows at least a part of her secret. Why wouldn't she not utilize that?
Dude, and
I'm more
Homeboy
pissed off that
was.
she didn't.
How many energy drinks did he drink? Like 12?
Dude, when he said he's like, after Felicity was like, yeah, you're not even allowed to say energy drink on company time anymore. And he's like, oh yeah, don't worry, I'm probably about to have a cardiac event anyway. I was like, yes, you are. I'm surprised that's happened already. What the fuck is the matter with you?
Yeah, as soon as I saw all those
I'll count the cans. It's like at one point, it's like I paused and it's like there could have been more because like from different angles you can see different things. But the point when I paused and counted the cans, including the one that he was drinking when Felicity came in, I counted 9. Hey, I like energy drinks as much as the next guy, but I'm not suicidal. I'm not drinking 9 of them motherfuckers.
He had Matt beat on the beer.
Hell, I can't even finish an entire can of Monster Energy. I can't. I could probably drink half of it and then leave it alone for like a week.
Charles, they're tiny. Just buy a red line. Drink 1 red line. You'll be good.
But it's okay. It's like,
Just one.
but at least now the mystery is solved. We know who's in the grave at the end of the season. Fucking Mr. Terrific from drinking all these goddamn energy drinks.
Actually, the theory is it's Diggle. You can only have one black man on the show, and they're not going to kill off Mr. Terrific.
Listen, no. Let's be fair. It's not The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And even The Walking Dead seems to be learning their lessons. It's like, oh, damn, they're on to us after 6 years. You better stop killing niggas.
But no, that was a theory. Because, if they killed Felicity, it's too emotional to a point. And when Barry was at the grave as well, he didn't have not one sense of a tear in his eye. He was there at paying respect because he knows the team. But if it was Felicity, he probably would have been a little bit more emotional.
I can agree with that. Because he knew Felicity quite well. Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? She gave him a kiss.
I was gonna say I think it has to be Captain Lance in that grave. Now,
well, then that destroys my speculation.
That the people that make this show have not announced, have not told the actors, have not done any of that. Who's in that grave? They possibly don't know themselves.
Oh, they said that.
I still say that at the end, it's Captain Lance.
It could be, but you don't tell none of them because you want them to still give you their best performance up until that point.
Yeah, then it's like, oh yeah, you don't have a job anymore. Bye.
Then they're just like, why do I even bother coming to work? But I don't know. And then also there was a Hawkman reference.
Was there?
When he was talking about the scepter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Scepter of Horus. Well, Hawkman is somewhat affiliated with Egyptian culture, and Horus is one of the Egyptian gods, so that could be a reference to Hawkman. It could be.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched another show.
Because we got Hawk Girl, making her official appearance, semi-official appearance on Flash, the other night, so I guess it makes sense. Because they are really starting to ramp up, their Legends of Tomorrow stuff at this point.
Well, you think about it. We have what? We're episode 5. What? You think we're going to episode 11 before the finale? Or 10 before the finale? So they got to get it ready if they want a January premiere.
Well, yeah, it's like, what we already know is that this year's crossover event between Flash and Arrow is going to formally introduce, the Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have Dark in that and Savage.
We'll have Dark in that, yeah, Vandal, Savage. It'll be everybody on board for that. So it's like it seems to me it's like they're absolutely, going toward that so that, Legends of Tomorrow can actually have its January premiere and blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth.
So.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Next week we get to go find Atom Bomb.
Atom Bomb?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fair enough. Anyone have any other wild speculations before we wrap this up?
Nope.
All right, cool. It's like, but it was a great episode. Once again, I think it's safe to say that each of us here are liking this season so far a hell of a lot better than we like season 3. So great job, writers. We have a lot of this season left to cover, and Geeks Around will be with you every step of the way at geeksaround.com. You can also follow us on all our social media channels, YouTube, Google+, Facebook, Twitter. We're Geeks Around on all that as well. If you have anything for us, you can shoot us an email, geeksaround@gmail.com, or you can call and leave us a message on our voicemail line. That number is 801-609-GOTR. Again, that is 801-609-4687. Until next week, on behalf of everyone here at Geeks Around, we love y'all, and we'll see you then.